it's Kevin, Magpie 24/7, and I hope you're all good. So, preview time. Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle United in what is a big game for both teams. And yeah, it's a game I'm looking forward to. In terms of how big the game is for the season, obviously we've got that all-important win against Wolves last weekend, but we need to carry on the momentum and try and get the 3 points at the City Ground. Now, the last time Newcastle were at the City Ground, I was down there and we managed to score a last-minute equaliser and still lose 3-1. So yeah, and having UADs constantly at us, so that was an eventful evening. A few days from we're going to the Etihad a couple of days later, but that was under Rafa Benitez in a 3-1 defeat. But a lot's changed since then. Nottingham Forest have brought in like 700 million players, including Chris Wood and John Joe Shelby, but it seems Chris Wood will be unavailable for the match this Friday, and John Joe Shelby will be available, so it'll be interesting to see how John Joe does against what is his former club. Now the thing is, he used to play quite well against his former clubs, so how that's going to turn out, I do not know. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't have a worldie and he has a bit of a stinker and he scores a couple of own goals. That would be great. But yeah, the last couple of trips to the City Ground haven't been great. It's always been a tough place to go. Well, last league game actually was the Henry Lansbury game, where he kind of made a fucking tit of himself. Won penalties, got 2 players sent off. Caldolo saved 2 penalties, but we still lost the game. But you know, we're going to this full of confidence. I think even though we don't have Joe Linton and stuff like that, we looked at a much more attacking threat at the weekend. We looked like we were going to put teams on the back foot because we had Maxi and Murphy on each side. And I think that we'll go with that again. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. I know Miggy scored, but I just think that direct method of trying to get the ball into the box early on will really help with it, because one thing Nottingham Forest have is a very slow defence. So for me, that's something that we can't actually get in behind and really cause problems. Does Isak start again? For me, he has to. He was fucking superb against Wolves. He was absolutely brilliant. Like, I haven't seen a striker like that for a long time. I love Callum Wilson, don't get us wrong, but even at his best, he doesn't do what Isak does. Isak seems to do a lot more on the ball, and links play a hell of a lot better as well. So I'd get Isak in from the start. I think putting him up against Worrell will be a mismatch, total mismatch, because Isak's a hell of a lot quicker. I know Nottingham Forest like to defend, and under Steve Cooper they defend really well. They've managed to pull away from they're still in the relegation dogfight, but a lot of people thought they'd be bottom of the table because of the amount of players they've signed and could they get any cohesion going or anything like that. But they've managed to do okay under Cooper. So yeah, it's going to be a tough trip. I think we need to score early because the crowd's going to be on top of it, and the longer we leave it, the more of a problem it's going to be. The more likely Nottingham Forest are going to get into the game, because they've proven this season, when they've played Man City at home, when they played Liverpool at home, that they can hold their own against these sides. But the one weakness that they have had this season is when teams have got at them early, like Man United did in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. They scored 2 goals like almost straight away, and Forest collapsed. Whenever they've went behind in games, they don't come back. They don't come back and get a draw. If they score first, they're usually in a good position, but if they don't score first, they don't show. Well, past games would show that they haven't got the wherewithal to get back into games. So I think that first goal is really important for the tempo and everything like that in the game. So yeah, for me, it's a very important game. It's a very important first goal needed. I'd start Isak, I'd start Maximin, I'd start Murphy. I didn't think I'd ever say that. Midfield, you've got to go with Bruno in the middle because he knows exactly what we need. Willock, who I thought was brilliant at the weekend. Go with Longstaff if you need to. But one thing I do want to mention, and it's just my opinion by the way, but wouldn't it not be better if Longstaff played in the 8 instead of Bruno, and Bruno played in Longstaff's position? Just I think Bruno's a hell of a lot better at opening that space up, especially on the right hand side anyway. But that's just me. That's what I would go if I play Longstaff more as a holding midfielder. Ironically, we could do for John Joe Shelby, but we sold him to Forest. So yeah. But anyway. And defensively, I think Botman, Shea, who was amazing on the weekend, then Trippier, and then do you stick with Dan Burn, or do you go with Matty Target? For me, I think Burn proved that he can play, and he played okay at the weekend, but Wolves did target him, and I think Nottingham Forest will look to target him as well. I know they're without Brennan Johnson, who's been really good for them this season on the flank, but they will target Dan Burn. I think a lot of teams have started to do that, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. And obviously you put Pope in goal. Try not to get sent off this week, Pope. I know you tried. I know you tried against Wolves, and you did against Liverpool. So be careful on the ball because he looked a bit nervous after that happened against Wolves. But that's my team. Let us know how you feel about. Get your comments in. What would your prediction be? You know what, I'm going to go for a Newcastle win. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-0 win to Newcastle. Happy Friday night, go into the weekend, and yeah, happy days. But I'll catch you on the next video. Get your comments in, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, please do so. To Magpie 24/7, and hopefully 3 points in the bag. See you later, everyone. Bye.